Hey everybody, welcome to Cage My IQ. As always, I'm your host D-Bake. Today I will be recapping Bellator 266, Phil Davis versus Yoel Romero, the recap show. As always, this is Cage My IQ, the best place for MMA content. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at the handles to the left. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Fighters First. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you don't miss any of the videos that we put out. And as always, please comment on the video and let us know what you thought of the pay-per-view and what you think of who won and what you thought of my reaction of the video. And then, as always, we have merch now on the Fighters First Network. Check out FightersFirst.shop right there. Check out all the shirts that we have out. And then don't forget to go to the Cage My IQ merch. All you gotta do is go to FightersFirst.shop, scroll down to the Cage My IQ collection, and check out the shirt that we have in 3 different styles, and then the hoodie that we have out, with fall being right there a couple of days away. Don't miss out on getting a hoodie so you don't freeze when it gets cold. But let's get started with the recap. The first fight that we had on Bellator 266 main card was a nice upset bout that saw in the light heavyweight division that saw Ben Parrish defeat Christian Edwards by first round TKO. The Big Tuna came in with a chip on his shoulder against the John Jones protege and Christian Edwards. This fight lasted no more than a minute because these two guys were started the fight, trading shots a little bit, but Ben Parrish was able to connect on a mess up by Christian Edwards where he was switching stances to southpaw, and Christian Edwards went to throw and he missed, and then Ben Parrish threw a right hand that went to the left of Christian Edwards, but then threw a nice left hook right afterwards that connected on the chin of Christian Edwards that put him down, and then they finished him off with a hammer fist until he got the victory. Right afterwards, he shouted that he put respect on his name because he felt like he was being disrespected all in the lead up to this fight over a guy like Christian Edwards, and it was just a matter of time that he won it, and he was prepared for this fight, and he got the victory here. He was the nice underdog in this. He moves to 5-1 now on in Bellator, and whatever's next is next for him. But he looked very good with the movement and the pace, and then getting that knockout shot. And the Big Tuna picks up the victory, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next in Bellator. But let's move on to the second fight on the card, which was a light heavyweight matchup that saw Saul Rogers defeat Georgi Karakhanyan by unanimous decision 30-27, 30-26, 30-26. This was a great fight for Saul Rogers, who's coming in against Georgi Karakhanyan, who has had a title shot and was looking to make a name for himself in this division right after that title shot, where Saul Rogers was looking to make a name for himself just in general. And the wrestler in Saul Rogers got the job done against Georgi Karakhanyan. He was able to use the wrestling to negate anything that Georgi did. He was able to use that, take him down, and just dominate the fight, except for a nice 1 minute span in the second round where Georgi was able to push off and then just explode on him with a couple knees to the head of Saul Rogers that stunned him. and he looked like he was going to pull away with the upset after being dominated in the first round, but then it looked like he blew his energy, and then Sal Rogers was able to grapple him and take him down again, and control the fight, get himself going again. And if you look at the stats right here for the fight in this matchup, uh, Georgi Karakhanyan only had 18 39 total punches. He had 18 of 39 total strikes. He had 11 of 27 punches, 101 elbows, 3 of 6 kicks, 3 of 5 knees, no takedowns, and no submissions. Whereas Sal Rogers had 81 of had 61 81 of 153 total strikes, 75 of 141 punches, 1 of 3 elbows, 2 or 3 kicks, 3 of 6 knees, and 0 takedowns. Even though he did have 2 takedowns, he did pick him up and take him down, controlled him on the ground for a good 7 8 minutes, for a good 6 7 minutes, and was able to go for a couple of submission attempts on him, which he didn't get. The fight went to the scorecard, in which just like I said, that's where Sal Rogers dominated Georgi Karakhanyan and picked a 30-27, 36-26, 30-26 victory over his opponent Georgi Karakhanyan on Bellator 266. And the third fight on the card, we had a catchweight battle in which DeAnna Bennett defeated Alejandra Lara by unanimous decision 30-27, 30-26, 30-26. This was a really perfect fight for DeAnna Bennett coming after the week where she wasn't able to make the weight, and that's why you see it being catchweight. This fight was made on shorter notice than usual, but she came out and she looked very crisp and very uh, manageable. She came in; these two were throwing strikes at each other, feeling each other out, and then the last half of the first round was DeAnna Bennett taking down Alejandra Lara with a takedown and then controlling her on the mat, throwing strikes at her, and going for a submission and attempt, and just controlling her to get what she wanted done. After the first round, Bennett had over 70 strikes to just the 20 of Lara, and then in the second round, she stepped up her striking game and 30 or 40 more strikes, connected on a nice shot to the face of a Lara that got her wobbled, and then just continuing the onslaught. She was able to get her down again, but not for too much longer. And then in the third round, that's when Alejandra Lara was able to get after DeAnna Bennett, where she was able to take her down and then land a shot on Bennett that had her wobbled. But it was once again Bennett who controlled the round with her striking and with a takedown of her own. And she was able to just all fight, just limit what Lara could do to her, whereas she was able to take her down. As you see in the picture, she was able to ground and pound her at will. And at the end of the day, DeAnna Bennett defeated Alejandra Lara by unanimous decision 30-27, 30-26, and 30-26 in this catchweight women's battle. In the co-main event of the evening, we have the shocker of the event, which in the welterweight division, that saw Neiman Gracie defeat Mark Lemminger by first round TKO. I wouldn't say that this was a shocker win, but it was a shocker type decision, because, as you know, the Gracies are known for their grappling and their submission victories, not their knockout victories. But that's what happened here, whereas Neiman Gracie was able to start the fight out. Him and Lemminger were feeling each other out, throwing a couple punches at each other, and then 40 seconds in, Neiman Gracie threw a jab at Lemminger that backed him up, and he was able to just push Lemminger against the cage, and out of nowhere, you just had Neiman come with an onslaught of punches uh, 50 seconds in, and he threw an uppercut that just surprised Lemminger, caught him in the chin, stunned him. Then that's when Neiman Gracie was able to then throw an overhand left and then an overhand right at Lemminger to get him moving, and then he finished him off with another right-handed uppercut to the chin that just put him down. And right before he was able to throw anything more, the ref stopped the fight, and Neiman Gracie got the first round TKO by right-handed uppercut. This was one of the perfect statement victories for Neiman Gracie, who in his last fight lost a shocking decision to Jackson, who is the number one contender for the welterweight title now. Neiman Gracie is looking to be the next guy en route behind Jackson, but getting this statement knockout does him good with the bookers. And at the end of the day, Neiman Gracie defeated Mark Lemminger by first round TKO in Bellator 266 on the main card of the co-main event of the evening. In the main event of the evening, we had a great debut matchup for Yoel Romero, which saw Phil Davis defeat Yoel Romero by split decision 30-27, 28-29, 30-26. I don't know why the one judge gave Yoel Romero 28-29. Gave Yoel Romero 29-28 because the whole fight was just dictated by Phil Davis. Yeah, Yoel Romero had small spurts that favored him, but that the jab of Phil Davis and the leg kicks, and then the wrestling, which was the surprising part of Phil Davis, just was too much for Yoel Romero, who was never able to get those power shots going, because as everybody knows, Phil Davis is a quick guy. He was able to have a great fight in the Grand Prix against Nemkov, but saw him lose narrowly to Nemkov when Nemkov was able to tire out a little bit towards the end. Phil Davis was able to pick up his production and pick up his movement and just attack Nemkov, but this time he was able to get to Romero early with the strikes and the kicks, and then later on, as the fight went on in the second and third round, he was able to use the takedowns to pressure Romero and to keep him from being able to get those power shots to try and knock out Phil Davis. But he was able to do a lot of the ground and pound and a lot of the striking. And if you look at the stats right here on the main event, Yoel Romero connected on 25 of 58 total strikes, 12 of 39 punches, 0 of 1 elbows, 13 of 18 kicks, 0 knees, 0 takedowns, and 0 submissions, whereas Phil Davis was able to connect on 59 of 154 total strikes. He connected on 26 of 118 punches, 1 of 1 elbows, 12 of 25 kicks, 20 of 20 knees, and 5 of 7 takedown attempts, and 0 submissions. So he averaged 1.5 takedowns per round and just tripled the production striking wise of Yoel Romero, which was going to be too much for Romero to overcome. And that's what I said in my preview, was Phil Davis was going to be able to win by volume, because Yoel Romero is more of a knockout guy who keeps you from winning by stunning you. And Phil Davis is the guy who has a granite chin that just doesn't get knocked out, and he was able to just apply pressure, apply the jab and the kicks, and just got the fight to the ground, which is the weakness of Yoel Romero. And at the end of the day, Phil Davis was able to spoil the debut of Yoel Romero and get this statement victory in the main event of Bellator 266. And he wants to get that belt back that he lost. And once the Grand Prix is over at some point later this year, he has staked claim for a shot at the belt in the future. But once again, Phil Davis defeats Yoel Romero by split decision, 30-27, 28-29, and the 30-26 in this main event of Bellator 266. But that'll wrap things up for this Bellator 266 Phil Davis versus Yoel Romero recap by yours truly, D-Bake of Cage My IQ. Then let's give a shout out to our sponsor, High Tide Herbal. Use code CageMyIQ10 at checkout to receive 10% off your next purchase. High Tide Herbal is a company owned by owned by coaches and athletes who specialize in speedy recovery. All the products have CBD oil in it, and the goal of High Tide Herbal is to help athletes recover faster. So once again, use promo code CageMyIQ10 at checkout to receive 10% off your next purchase. And once again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and hit the like button on this video and let us know what you think of it. But as always, I'm your host, D-Bake, and we will talk to you next week. Talk to you later.